Okay, 1.5 notes. I am going to be a little peppier and a little more clear so that you people will stop grumbling about how it sounds, which is always going to sound bad because it sounds like me. All right, so we have 1.5 student notes. These are for Thursday, September 1st. I'm going to get my red pen, which is not very thick, and we'll be ready to start working on these problems. Okay, so we're either going to have an equation or an inequality, and we're going to show all our work. And you have a couple ways of checking your answers. We'll work on that too. Okay, so we're writing the equation or inequality and then solving. So we're doing a little bit of everything. So here we have how much Hope charges per hour to babysit. Here's how much she made last month, and we want to know how many hours she babysat last month. So if we have $8.50 an hour times how many hours, and that should be equal to $374. So we're going to divide both sides by 850 and end up with x is equal to 44.12 hours. This one's easy to check because you can go back and multiply 850 times 44.12 and see if you get 374. Okay, number 2, also pretty easy. Okay, Trey has texts. She can't use no more than, so that means she has to have less than 500 texts per month. So she already used 260, and we need to know how many more she has. So we could write 260 plus x is less than 500. Subtract 260 from both sides. And we end up with x is less than 500 minus 260 is 240. And it's no more than, so that means she actually could have 240 more, which would get her exactly to 500. You could also, if you're thinking about already that she already used 260, you could have written x has to be less than or equal to 500 minus 260. You could put the 260 over there to begin with, and then you don't really need the lines because you're just going to have x is less than or equal to 240. And 240 plus 260 is 500, so I know my answer is correct. Okay, number 3. Roxanne is putting up a fence. And there's 2 different gardens, but the perimeter is the same. So that means that this perimeter and this perimeter are equal to each other. So I can set these 2 equations equal to each other. Perimeter means I'm adding up all the sides. So the perimeter of my triangle would be 2x minus 1 plus 2x minus 1, which happens to make it an isosceles triangle, plus 2x. I didn't need to put that in parentheses. That's going to be equal to the square, which is going to be, the perimeter is going to be 2 times x minus 3 plus 2 times 3x minus 3. So these 2 are going to be equal to each other. And I'm going to run out of room, but see how much room I have down here at the bottom. All right, I'm going to have 2x minus 1 plus 2x minus 1 plus 2x equal to 2 times x minus 3 plus 2 times 3x minus 3. Combining like terms, I've got 246x minus 2 is equal to, I'm going to distribute 2x minus 6 plus 6x minus 6. 6x minus 2 is equal to, combining my x's, I have 8x minus 12. I'm going to take 6x away from both sides, so my x is positive. So I'm going to have minus 6x from both sides. So I have negative 2 equals 2x minus 12. Now I'm really going to run out of room. I'm going to add 12 to both sides. And I end up with 2x equals 10. Divide both sides by 2. X equals 5. Now let's go back up to the problem really quickly. We just solved for x, so x equals 5. But what I don't know is how much fencing she bought. So I'm going to have to substitute my 5 into either this equation or this equation to find out, and hopefully it would be the same no matter which one I did, to see that the perimeter, to find the perimeter. So let's start with a triangle. 2x minus 1 is going to be 2 times 5, which is 10, minus 1 plus 10 minus 1 plus 10, and that's equal to 10, 20, 30 minus 1 makes 28 meters. And just for fun to check, I'm going to put it into the one for the square and make sure it also equals 28. So I have 2 times 5 minus 3, which is 2, plus 2 times 3 times 5, which is 15, minus 3, which is 12. That is equal to 4 plus 24, which is equal to 28, which is the same. So I know that x equals 5, and she bought 28 meters of fence. Okay, number 4. We are looking for the grade he needs to make to end up with a 90 average for the school year. So we have 94, 88, 92, 86, 95, plus one more grade. We don't know what it is, and we want it to be equal to 90. So to find the average, I'm going to have 94 plus 88 plus 92 plus 86 plus 95 plus x, divide that whole thing by 6, and I want that to be equal to 90. I'm going to multiply both sides by 6. So I have 94, and actually I'm going to go ahead and add up. 94 plus 88 plus 92 plus 86 plus 95, just to save some room, and that's going to be 455 plus x equals 90 times 60. 9 times 6 is 54, so 540. Subtract 455 from both sides. X is equal to 85. So he would have to make an 85 on the last 6 weeks to get a 90 average for the school year. And this is for Blake. He wanted fireworks. So we're going to have 85. Fireworks. Okay, there you go, Blake. There's your fireworks. Okay, number 5. Supplementary angles. That means that they add up to 180. So we have angle A and angle B. Angle A is 4 times 4x plus 5. B is 2 times x plus 8. I should be able to add those together and get 180. Distribute 2x plus 16 plus 16x plus 20 equals 180. Combining my x's, I have 18x plus 36 equals 180. Subtract 36 from both sides. 18x is equal to, let me cheat and look at what I got. 144. Divide both sides by 18. And I get x equals 8. Okay, 8 is not the measure of any of my angles. 8 is the measure of x, or is the value for x. So to figure out how big the larger angle is, first of all, I don't know which one's larger. I suspect it's this one, which of course I put in the smaller one, but I'm going to substitute my 8 in for both of them just to double check. So for this angle, 2 times 8 plus 8 equals 2 times 16 equals 32. That's probably not the big angle. And I can either do 180 minus 32 to find my angle, which would be 8. 3 from 7 is 4. 148. Or I could substitute my 8 in over here. And hopefully I will get 148 also. So I have 32 plus 5. 4 times 37, which also is 148. So my answer actually is 148. And if you were taking, say, a STAR test and it was free response and you put 8, you would get it wrong. Make sure you read the problem and you're answering the question that they ask. All right. Araceli. Hey, guess where I am? Guess where I am? I'm at school. That was Mr. Beasley. There you go. Think of that as a commercial. Okay, Araceli had at most, that means that $30 was the most she had, and $30 needs to be more than whatever she spent at the carnival. Okay, she spent $5 to get in, $6 for lunch, and she went on some rides that were $1.25 times each ride. So right away you can see, oh my gosh, that looks like B, even though I forgot my equal to. It's nice when you know how to work it out. All right, number 7. I'm going to draw my triangle, because I always do. It's going to be a weird triangle because they're all 3 different sizes of the sides, which makes it scalene, even though it probably looks like a right triangle. So we have a base. One side is shorter than the base. That means it's base minus 3. And the other side is longer than the base, so that's going to be base plus 4. I want the perimeter to be greater than 25. So I have b plus 4 plus b minus 3 plus b is bigger than 25. Combine all my b's. 3b plus 1 is greater than 25. Take 1 away from both sides. 3b is greater than 24. Divide by 3. b is greater than 8. Oh my gosh, we're done! That's the last of the video. So, write down any questions you have. This will be our last lesson before we start getting ready for our test on Wednesday. So, next week. So, Friday we have a quiz, and I'll remind you, it's going to be a very short 5-question bell ringer quiz. We'll finish 1.5, and then I'll give you the review so you can get ready for the test next week. Bye.